Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. This week we're going to be talking about yet another investment vehicle. It is called an IPO, an initial public offering. And we're going to just dive right into that and explain what that is.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and leave a comment.
Okay, so right now we have an IPO, an initial public offering, okay? What happens is usually when private companies tend to go public, the actual slang of going public with a private company means that they are able to link up with a bank and negotiate putting shares for the public to buy up. IPOs are really a different kind of beast than a lot of different investment vehicles. They're usually private companies. They have investment ventures investing in them, close friends, family, mainly what we call angel investors. That's usually the first round of investors that helped start a company up or a business up. So you can imagine if Jeff Bezos is the owner of Amazon and he's so insanely wealthy. Can you imagine how wealthy the angel investors were that actually invested into his idea when he was nothing, a nobody? Yeah, they've got to be sitting pretty, okay? So anyway, IPOs are pretty much just offering stock to the public for the first time of a company that really not a lot of people know about. These are hit and miss, okay? There are IPOs that have been very beneficial, and there's been IPOs that have fallen on deaf ears. Honestly, everybody thought they were going somewhere and they never did, and people wound up getting the short end of the stick, so to speak, and they got left holding the bag, which is another investment term, which is where you were supposed to sell but you didn't sell, and because you didn't sell, that stock's never going back up. That company's bankrupt, they've lost it. It's not pretty. So I'm just going to jump into this. It's going to be a little bit different from the other videos. There's not much to these IPOs, so it's not a lot of information, but we're going to start with why companies that are private actually go public. And long story short, the reason why IPOs exist, it's mainly for cash. It's mainly for cash for the companies. These companies have went through hard times, and a lot of companies that we see that they pay off their angel investors. So the guys that originally kicked out the initial bread to start up a company. Now that company's seeing returns, it's seeing profit, it's seeing a good, money. They got to take care of the people that actually got them to where they are before they can start looking for more investors, I guess, so to speak. So companies go public for money so they can expand. It's, pretty self-explanatory. Now, the pros of IPOs, okay? You have a high potential for reward, a very high potential for reward. It's another pro is it's exciting. It's a very exciting time. People get hyped about IPOs. Snapchat had an IPO years ago, and people were hyped about that. I didn't get to follow it too closely, but I think that was one where the IPO came out. A lot of people got on board, okay, and Snapchat decided that they were going to pay off their angel investors. Now, when a company goes and does an IPO, it's for money. They're getting money, okay? So they paid back these initial core of people with a giant group of people just funneling money in, essentially. So yes, it's good that you paid back the people that helped get you to where you were. However, as an investor that just may have invested in that IPO, that gives them a bad message, okay? Because instead of giving back to the share itself, instead of reinvesting into the company, instead of just giving a dividend to reinvest in the shareholders, it kind of puts a bad message out there, like, and it makes people a little bit worried. But I'm pretty sure Snapchat did that. They paid off their initial investors, but I'm pretty sure Snapchat didn't do too well, and a lot of people did get left holding the bag just because they knew the app as Snapchat. They didn't really do analysis of the company to see if it was going to be fruitful or anything like that. But anyway, let's move on to the cons. Okay, the cons is price volatility. Okay, mainly price volatility. You're a company that's been private. No one really knows what your company is worth. You sit down with a bank. You have all these, managers in here like, okay, well, we're going to take this much of your company and we'll translate this to this many shares because that's what we think it is. Okay. So the prices are very volatile. You're a private company going public for the first time. No one really knows much about you. There's not a lot of information. There's not a long track record that people can track you. So because of just the lack of time, the lack of knowing, the lack of the track record, the company, the info, it's really, really volatile. Okay, and these things usually flop, but there are some that have done tremendously well, a lot. So another con is, yeah, the main thing is the money might bust before you become an Amazon, before you become a Google. So yeah, these things are pretty short, sweet, and to the point, guys. Pretty much it's a company and they're looking for expansion. They're looking for money. So yeah, not much to these things. That's pretty much an IPO in a nutshell. Would I invest in one? Me personally, probably not. I like to think of myself as an aggressive investor, but I don't have that much money to be just chucking at anything. Like if I chuck money at it, it's got to perform, and if it doesn't, yeah. So there you go. There you have it. That's an IPO. I'm going to continue this little mini series that we're doing here. We're pretty much just talking about all kinds of different investment vehicles, different types, stuff like that. It's been a while since I started this channel, but I am actually getting ready to do another update on my portfolios just to show you guys how they're moving with all these turbulent times that we're going through. So be ready for another video with that, and I still have a couple investment vehicles left on this list, so there's going to be a couple more short, sweet, to the point videos of just the bare basics, and then once I'm done feeding you babies with some milk, maybe I'll give you some bread before we jump straight to the meat of stuff, which is steak.